Welcome everyone to the Scrim that is being held between Beg4Mercy and Tie on the map of Border. Yesterday we saw Beg4Mercy play against Braindead Esports on the map of Cafe, but this time instead of Braindead we have a different team. We have Tie over here coming from Pakistan. It will be interesting to see whether they bring a new dynamic to the game and to the map of Bank. Starting off strong, B4M on defense, ban Thatcher. Again, when you're playing on Armory, that Armory wall that Thatcher Thermite usually open up is very important for attackers to gain a line of sight as well as a whole advantage and control over the whole site. Ooh, Thermite being banned here from Tie. So right off the bat we see the Thatcher Thermite duo has completely been wiped off. We will not see a Thatcher nor a Thermite this entire game. Very interesting ban. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I want to see in this scrim over here. The second ban over here coming from Tie, Echo default ban. We see Echo getting banned almost every scrim, nothing special about that. He's just so powerful. His gun has the ACOG, he has 3 armor, he has a shield, just a very powerful operator rounded together. Last ban from Beg4Mercy is Valkyrie. Again, Valkyrie, especially when you're holding ventilation and workshop on the first floor, the Val cams are very powerful for runouts and also for intel, especially when they put on that west hallway and outside the ventilation window and the AC vents. The first round starting, Beg4Mercy have chosen to defend first, and they will be defending second floor armory lockers. Again, Thatcher Thermite is not available. Tie should be able to resort to Hibana or Maverick. They choose the Hibana. Buck will be there for vertical play. And looking at Beg4Mercy, they have an Ella over here, a Vigil as well as a Jaeger, so very roam heavy setup. Border is not that much known for its roaming as compared to other maps like Cafe, but we see over here Legion is changed into a Mira, so a shallow roamer is changed into a complete anchor. Instead of a mute, we do not have any other anti-breacher. Braindead could Beg4Mercy could have tried to get another anti-breacher, especially Cade, considering the possibility that there is no Thatcher over here. And we see over here Braindead, there's one shield over here by the cabinet along with the Jaeger ADS. Now they do have a Zofia to Tie, and that shield can be broken with the Zofia charge and the ADS will not be able to stop it. Looking at archives over here, pretty default setup, nothing special about here. The Mira will probably be put over here on the half wall, and all the drones over here. We have one IQ drone over here, one Nomad drone in break room, the IQ again as I said on waiting room, watching the whole hallway. And we see Zofia has been picked. Zofia onto the tower ledge, trying to catch any defender who's trying to push out, trying to get an early pick. Not quite able to find anyone. Oh, and Weiss and the Jaeger gets the IQ first off, right off the bat. The IQ won't be able to spot the mute jammers and any other utility right now. Very, very good over here from Beg4Mercy. They get an early start, and that is very good for them. Again, we see the Nomad over here, and looking at the site over here, we can see the mute is over here behind that Mira over here in fountain, but the fountain over here right behind the mute, these walls, oh sorry, my bad, but these walls from metal, these are not reinforced, so essentially they can be opened with the help of Zofia or a Buck, and they can have a clear line of sight onto mute as well as that Mira window that mute is sitting on. Mute over here not spotting anybody. Moving on, we see Ella over here. Ella is also sitting into sight, and the Buck gets a frag onto the Jaeger. So the Zofia, so the IQ has been traded off. The Jaeger has died. Moving down to first floor, we see the Vigil over here roaming in workshops, not with the support of no one, but there is no attacker for him. Oh, the Buck is now about to enter ventilation, trying to get the Vigil. Oh, the Vigil run out and gets the Nomad, and the Buck again outside trying to get the Vigil, but the Vigil has already wandered off into Workshop. Again, it's so quick, Vigil, no one was able to notice. He got a frag and then went back to Workshop. Over here, oh, the Mira almost about to get the Hibana. The Hibana is about to breach. The Hibana is not breaching as of yet. The Mira still on the Hibana, trying to get her. You have a look at... Oh, will the Hibana... Oh, Hibana throws a flashbang onto Mira. Mira has been completely stunned, and so have we been. Hibana is still outside. She knows the mute jam is there. She's trying to get the mute jammer, but again, Tie is down to 2 people. The Hibana as well as the Buck. If you look at the Buck, he's outside ventilation over here and he gets the Vigil. Oh, the Vigil got too aggressive. However, the Hibana is dead. All thanks to the Mira who's playing in cabinet. Last one surviving is the Buck. 15 seconds left for him. Will he be able to clutch it? It is 1v3. Highly unlikely for She-Devil, the Buck, playing here. Oh, again. Tries to get the mute and the Hibana, but the 2 people just overpower him completely. The mute and the Hibana. Very good round over here coming from Beg4Mercy. Oh, you can see the mute got a lot of hits on him early on, and that headshot at the very end from his SMG-11. Very crucial and a very good gun indeed. Looking at a ventilation setup now. This time, Beg4Mercy have brought a Maestro. They have brought Legion, Jaeger, Mozzie and Mute. So Mozzie Mute is being played. They will probably hold second floor, archives and offices, as that is the side directly, archives and armory, my bad, as that is the side directly above ventilation. So vertical play will be key for the attackers as well as the defenders to holding and attacking the site. Again, we see the same lineup over here. No change in Tie's lineup. The Buck, the Hibana, Nomad, IQ and Zofia. Looking at first, I think the IQ drone has already spotted that it is ventilation. She has now indeed. And looking at the setup of Beg4Mercy, there is one hole over here in ventilation, the very default rotation hole. Nothing special about that. No reinforcements as of yet. No reinforcements on the ventilation wall as of yet, as far as we can see, nor do they have a castle. A castle is quite powerful as far as I have seen. Your castle of the west main hallway completely, and the attackers are quite powerless in this hallway. But never mind. Making our way up a floor, we see again this time the Jaeger, the Mozzie, the Legion. 3 people are playing in second floor. So again, it just goes to show how powerful it is. We have looked the attackers over here spawning valley. They'll probably try to get control of break room and then move their way from the long hallway to archives, not really caring about armory that much. That is probably the default setup that attackers do. Zofia over here into armory balcony. Will she get anybody, or will she die as the first pick? Again, we see the Jaeger over here behind the half wall, and he's also watching through this. Again, this is what I said, vertical play is so crucial in this map, because the Jaeger can see the ventilation doorway completely through that angle. The IQ on the sandwich, looking at cabinet, not spotting anybody as of yet. The Buck is down to 50 HP, we completely missed that. And speaking of Buck, he's over here onto vents, trying to engage with someone, and he does. The Buck gets the Legion. Very nice kill over here coming from She-Devil. Last round she was not able to clutch, but this time he has caught the Legion quite off guard within only a minute of the round starting. We have a look second floor, the Jaeger now kind of stuck between the Zofia, the Hibana and the IQ in sandwich. It will be interesting to see, does he get a kill or does he get picked off himself? Oh, he tries to get the Hibana but fails to do so. Oh, again, he has so many angles to consider. He's completely forced off. And again, the attackers in archives, in sandwich, in armory balcony, the attackers have complete control of second floor. If they want, they can start vertical playing, and our poor mute over here will have to reposition himself. We go a floor above. Okay, again, we can see it's all down to the Maestro right now over here. and Tie win the final round with the kill on Maestro from Hibana. A very good from IQ, my bad. A very good round over here coming from Tie. Tie completely focused on second floor. All of the 5 attackers were just focused on getting the defenders out of second floor, and then they started to vertical play rather than vertical play first and peek the angles. That for them would have been more dangerous. But again, a brilliant round coming from them. They easily won that, and they picked the defenders off one by one, whether it was the Legion, whether it was the Jaeger at half wall. It didn't matter to them. They moved as a team and they killed as a team. Same lineup over here from Time, not trying to change it, and same lineup also from Beg4Mercy over here, and the same side. So it's a complete same lineup as well as the same side. A complete same setup will be there, just like the last round. But it will be interesting to see, will history repeat itself? Will Tie win this round, or will Beg4Mercy make a comeback onto the site of ventilation and workshop? And we see over here, that's this time instead of the impact, a few one rotation hole as well as a few peak holes and a few footholds have been made from Maestro. We didn't get to see what Maestro cams did the Maestro Hitman TV place last round, and let's look at them. Oh, almost catching the IQ's cam or drone off guard, and one cam is placed over here. Meanwhile, the second cam, never mind. Making our way to the floor up, we see again the archives hatch has been reinforced. The Jaeger this time going to play heavy onto armory. This time, the last time there was no barbed wire, but this time there will be 2 barbed wire over here into armory as well as the ADS. And this time again, sorry, this time again Jaeger will play along with another ADS onto second floor armory. Very interesting setup over here. Taking outside over here, we have Nomad and Zofia trying to get a hold of break room as well as armory. They'll drone out break room. Break room is completely empty, and meanwhile the IQ gets a kill onto the Jaeger. The Jaeger so early into the round has died into armory, and again the Mute has to try to get someone. Oh, Mute down to 75% of his HP. The same place that Legion died from Buck. The Buck will try to get a hold of armory. Doesn't spot anybody. The Mozzie is back down into offices. So this just goes to show how powerful of a setup, how powerful of an attack Tie are doing. The Legion is now on half wall, and that zap, that stun grenade from Hibana was sucked off by the ADS. They do not spot anybody on the half wall as of yet. They don't know if anyone is playing there or not. If you have a look over here at our Mozzie playing behind the archives desk, he is not drone down. The Legion is there right beside him. He gets another drone. The Mozzie has 2 drones, but he just cannot sit on his drone. Oh, another. Those frag grenades from Buck are just so crucial into getting the damage down of the defenders. There's no ADS to protect them, and there's nothing they can do about it. The Legion is over here, and the Mozzie gets a pick. The Mozzie gets a brilliant pick onto Zofia. If we have a look at our if we have a look at our Legion, sorry. Oh, Legion, the Buck into archives, and the Legion dies from a crossfire. A brilliant play over here coming from Tie. And again, Tie have a complete control of second floor. It's just down to the Mozzie over here playing in offices. Will he be able to get any attacker? No, he falls off, and he falls to the first floor. So even he has succumbed into the attack of Tie, and he has fallen back. With 40 seconds left, it will be interesting to see whether they continue their vertical play or do they straight up jump into site. They are vertically the IQ pings onto Buck what she should open, and again it has been opened, the rotation hole. No one sitting on the rotation hole, and a brilliant C4 over here coming from Mute. Very good indeed, and he gets the Buck with 3 attackers left. They need to jump down and start planting. They do. The plant is going down. Meanwhile, the Mute gets the planter with 3 seconds left. Tie have no option other than to go on, and B4M again. The IQ that was going there for the plant was killed off by Mute. A brilliant round and a brilliant 3k over here coming from Mute. Again, the Maestro Cam spotted the IQ and the Mute killed it. Very good over here from Beg4Mercy. So in this case, history did not repeat itself, and Beg4Mercy gained an incredible comeback even after losing that Jaeger so early into the round by the IQ. A brilliant play over here from Rohan from B4M, the Mute. Again, now second floor is available for the defenders to hold, and they will choose that site as it is a very powerful site over here. No vigil this time. The vigil was quite powerful when the last time B4M were holding second floor, as the vigil got a very nice run out onto Nomad. This time though, Tie will be more careful of that, and they will probably place an air jab, a claim or something like that to prevent such runouts from happening again. Again, nothing to say about the Tie setup and the Tie lineup. It's been the same since the past 3 rounds, and it is the same in this round also. And speaking of same setups, I think B4M will do the same setup onto border also. Nothing will change about that. It will be interesting to see whether these 2 walls that I was talking about over here, right beside metal stairs, will be reinforced or not to prevent an attack from metal stairs with the Zofia and all. Considering there's no Jaeger ADS onto the top of metal stairs, it can be very powerful once attackers take control over here of the whole metal stairs customs hallway, and then they move up a floor, you know, try to get this wall open, try to attack from fountain into archives rather than the normal office into archives. But never mind, it will still remain reinforced, and the attackers should focus more on that. They should drone that out and get to know that it is a weakness. The Mira is over there, and they can open it from behind, completely disvaluing the whole Mira that was set up there in the first place. Looking at attackers, of course, they will try to get control of break room. Break room is quite essential. Break room as well as security is quite essential getting control of, because that controls your whole armory balcony as well as this long hallway right here. Air jabs have been placed. Nomad not running an ACOG. A very nice tactic from Templar, from Tie. Again, they'll try to get a hold of the armory balcony. Zofia jumps in, try to get something. Try to get picks, try to get the Mira who is playing over here into cabin. Oh, Legion is playing into cabin. This time the Mira is playing onto fountains over here on her second Mira. Looking at the Legion. Legion moves on to near the half wall. 2 goo mines have been placed at the entrance, and again the Jaeger gets the IQ. Brilliant play again here from the IQ. IQ always on the second floor armory attack dies first. I don't know whether that's on purpose or not, but she cannot trace the mutes. She needs to play support, she needs to get the mute from below, but the Jaeger is just too powerful for her. Looking at the Jaeger over here. Oh, the Jaeger about to get someone onto West Main hallway, but the Mozzie dies to it. It's the Buck. Will the Jaeger be able to get the Buck? Oh, the Jaeger does not spot the Buck getting into ventilation over here, and the Buck just slips by the Jaeger. The Buck, I think, knows about Jaeger's presence. The Jaeger does not. The Jaeger moves off. The Jaeger was droned out and hence moved out, but it will be interesting to see whether the Buck catches the Jaeger or the Jaeger catching the Buck. Oh, it was the Jaeger, and no vertical will be there, only by the Zofia if she decides to move downwards. But Jaeger has taken complete control of the first floor. As you can see, no attackers there on the first floor. Moving a floor above, we can see again on the balcony hatch, Hibana has opened another, but due to the mute, again the Mira cannot be opened, and the Mira is playing and Legion is playing behind the Mira and just cannot be opened. It's a 2v4. The Jaeger gets another, and Nomad is downed again. Nomad has taken another hit. Oh, and another Jaeger ADS takes the stun grenade just like in the previous round. Horizontal. Oh, again, the Nomad soaks up all the goo damage because she knew there would be something. She starts planting, and will she? Yes, she is killed promptly by the Legion who's playing behind the Mira. It's all down to the. It was all down to the Hibana, but I was too quick. I was too late to say that, as Legion got a beautiful headshot onto her. Look at that, a very beautiful shot coming here from Vico from B4M, and B4M get another round in their bag. This is a look at the scorecard currently. It is 1-3 in favor of Beg4Mercy. This time we'll see a customs hold. The first time it has happened in this match will be interesting to see. This time both the hard breaches, the Hibana and the Maverick. Remember, Thermite has been banned, so we cannot play him. However, the Thermite and the Hibana and the Fuse coming here. So I think in a way that Tie know that it is customs and not tellers, but however the Fuse has been switched to a Zofia. So this time we will have a Maverick. And is the Zofia getting 6th picked again? No, the Fuse has been 6th pick to Zofia, and that is the only 6th pick that has taken place. Let's see how this pans out with 2 hard breachers on the team of Tie. Again, IQ has noted of that it is stockroom and workshop and customs in and the IQ drone has been destroyed quite promptly. There is a Maestro. Again, the Maestro will probably play in customs mini over here, as there is no other secure site. He can play off site, somewhere over in workshop, but that can be dangerous. And speaking of dangerous, if he decides to play customs mini, there's a hatch right above him, and the hatch is reinforced. But I think that is why Tie have brought 2 hard breaches so as to open both the hatches. No Cade on the team of Beg4Mercy. That is also very interesting, and a line of sight created by the Mozzie over here. The Mozzie will probably plan to play break room, trying to deny a lot of intel. And look at the Buck over here and the Maverick over here. Okay, so Maverick will probably try to open up detention. Yes, he does. There's no bandit, there's no Cade. He can safely open up detention. And that mute will be able to do nothing, as it is completely useless against a Maverick. The Maverick reloads his gun. Not sure why he did that. That's just waste. And the Maverick is very good, as he quickly makes short work of the detention window, making his way onto 2nd floor, now probably into break room. Zofia opens up detention. And again we see smoke over here holding detention. It has been opened. The attackers can attack from there, and within a minute detention has been opened. Very quick Maverick over here. And if we see 2nd floor over here, again 3 people over here. The smoke has been rounded off, and the Mozzie dies by the Buck. The mute over here on 2nd floor trying to get an attacker, not quite able to find one. The IQ, he has been droned out, so he has changed his spot onto half wall to avoid getting detected and to avoid dying. But all the attackers over here surrounding him. The IQ on sandwich, the Maverick right beside him over here. The Maverick will not open the armory wall with this torch, as that is soft and he can die. He has the chance to die, but the mute who's playing on the half wall. And the mute dies to the IQ, dies to the Buck, sorry. And again, 2nd floor control has been taken. Both the hatches have been opened. Again, if we see, he is playing customs mini, but the hatch is open before on top of him. This is exactly what I said. The Maestro plays here, but it is very dangerous for him to play over here. And again, another dying over here. The mute also dies. The smoke also dies, but the Maestro gets a very nice kill onto Hibana from detention. Legion over here playing supply room, not quite able to catch anyone. And the Maestro dies promptly in customs mini. It was barricaded off, he was stuck inside and he had to die. And if you look at the last kill, it was Maverick killing the smoke. A very good round coming here from Tie Esports. Getting a very nice kill. Again, vertical play. This is why Tie are focusing so much on 2nd floor. They are focusing more on vertical play rather than attacking the side straight. The Maverick did open detention, but that didn't stop them from starting vertical play. That was just another line of sight that the attackers were trying to pressure defenders from. This is our last first half defense coming here from Beg4Mercy. They will hold ventilation this time. Again, the same setup. This time we have a Jaeger. And well, nothing can be said about the Tie lineup. It is the same, nothing changes. Previously we did see a Maverick, but that was a one-time show. That was a cameo from Maverick. And but the default lineup over here, nothing changing about that. No 6 picks coming. All the operators that were revealed are going to be picked. Again, the same line of sights have been opened up. Last time Beg4Mercy played on ventilation, they got a very nice round for them. They won 3-0. I mean 3-0 for the operators that were left. The IQ tried to plant but was stopped shortly as the time of the round ticked away to 0. Again, a very second floor heavy hold from Beg4Mercy. This time there is again the same Legion, the Jaeger, but again it was so powerful for Tie the previous times that they did get control of second floor, and that is something Beg4Mercy do not want this time. That second floor is just too valuable for B4M to give away so easily. Looking at the attackers over here, they are spawning. The IQ is spawning here. Let's hope she does not die, as she does quite early. She has died unfortunately several times due to runouts or something or the other. Oh, she does catch one operator, but again too quick for her to kill. And she is contesting over here with the smoke, but none of them are able to get any damage onto each other. But they do know of each other's presence. That can be valuable enough for them. Look at the smoke over here. Gets nothing onto IQ. The IQ moves up a floor above. Tries to get. She does. He's almost trying to get a go. Watching the Hibana, she is droning out break room over here. And again, the Buck is on to AC, and the Buck gets, as soon as I mentioned the Buck, he got a kill on the Mozzie. Again, such a powerful spot, but the Buck now moving away and onto, and again, this time the IQ gets a kill onto the Jaeger. Again, very powerful over here coming from Tie, and the Buck will open up the half wall with his frag grenade rather than, his gun with his skeleton keys that he can. He only has one frag grenade left. Legion over here onto second floor. Smoke over here watching west main hallway. If you look at the maestro, he's playing lobby, and again, this time Legion gets the IQ onto the office's window. There is someone behind him, and he does get pre-fired from the. He doesn't get pre-fired, but does get killed from the Zofia that's playing into offices. Again, this is what I'm saying. This is what Tie are so good at, getting second floor control. Zofia has opened the workshop hatch. They have the archives hatch is now also open. This is all too worrisome over here from for Beg4Mercy. Only two defenders left, the smoke as well as the maestro. Both of them currently not in trouble, but with 50 seconds left, they may just get in the smoke again. All about to die. The Zofia almost tries to get him. Will the smoke get the Zofia? The smoke doesn't spot the Zofia, but the Zofia does spot smoke. It's all down to the maestro. He's holding over here on ventilation. His cams do spot the diffuser going on. And he does try to get the diffuser down. But it is just too quick for him. The operator's not able to get him. Very much tagged Nomad over here, but that doesn't matter as Tie finish off the last round. The Buck was holding this whole west main hallway for flanks and for rotations, and the maestro just happened to be there, and well, he just happened to die by the Buck. The first half is over. This is a look at the scoreboard. 3-3, a very good half, both from Beg4Mercy as well as Tie. Nothing wrong about that. The lineup of Tie can be said upon. It can be said it was quite insipid. It was quite drab, quite boring. The same operators, but it worked for them, and we cannot talk and we cannot say anything about that. If something works for you, well, then you use it continuously. This time a second floor armory setup over here coming from Tie, who are defending now. So remember, this is the second half. The sides have been switched. This time they have a maestro over here, and again the mute, the only anti-breacher. No Cade, no bandit, and we have a maestro. The maestro will probably play either in cabinet where the Mira was placed or behind the half wall. But let's see the setup that Tie will focus on more over here. Again, the cabinet hatch is open for quick rotations if the defender feels like they're in immense trouble from balcony over here. Nothing special about that. Again, as I said, vertical play is very important on this map, and even on this camera you can see the ventilation window from this hole. The maestro cam has been placed on the pipes over here, and a rotation slash a very big line of sight over here made onto the archives or archives half wall, probably to see the whole archives balcony that is over here that attackers really like to push. AC window is still left untouched, and again there is a rotation hole however over here in offices that beg for mercy. They reinforce this wall that Tie have opened up, and again both these fountain walls are open as well as this wall, so beg for mercy can this time focus on opening the fountain wall, but focusing on over here the Legion has died first thing. It's not even been 30 seconds and the Hibana catches the Legion. Brilliant play over here. The Nomad has opened up tellers, so they'll try to vertical play from tellers and try to get a hold of Armory rather than, you know. Oh, and the Mozzie is in bathroom first floor. Very interesting play over here from Mozzie. Will the Nomad get the Mozzie? And no! From the hatch that was open, the Nomad dies along the diffuser. The Jaeger, very good kill onto her. Oh, look at this cheeky angle that the Jaeger is holding onto the officers. Again, an equal trade. The Legion dies, however, the Nomad also dies herself. The Jaeger playing officers over here. You see Hibana over here. Outside Armory, she is droning break room, trying to get control of it, making sure no one dies, and the Mozzie over here gets the buck as well. So all the chances of vertical play have died down. It's all remaining onto the Ash, and the Ash is herself over here in balcony, not below, you know, trying to get vertical play onto ventilation. However, the Hibana, the IQ, sorry, again gets a kill onto Mozzie. The Mozzie was playing very well. He did get the buck, but again, but dies in the process of trying to contest the IQ. Look in the IQ over here, and Hibana now, the Ash now moves down into bathroom, trying to clear any roamers. Doesn't spot anybody over here as of yet. She's also there to collect the diffuser and probably to plant in archives. She isn't spotted by anyone onto archives, and that is good. Look in the Hibana. Obviously, she opens up Armory quite well. She doesn't know of anyone behind the half wall yet, but we do know it is the Maestro behind there. Will the Maestro die to her, or will the Maestro kill her? Ow! Brilliant pre-fire over here from shield level. The Maestro over here. Hibana is down to a sliver of her health, but the Hibana, almost about to kill the Maestro, but she dies in the process of that. And again, Waiko, the IQ, brilliantly playing over here, making his way down to long hallway, trying to catch someone in offices and archives. 20 seconds left. Let me remind you, the diffuser needs to be planted or they need to die, and it's all down to the mute. And the mute, again held into a crossfire. He was put in the wrong place. Both the Ash as well as the IQ, and specifically the IQ, Waiko over here playing absolutely brilliantly, getting 2 frags in a very much needed time for Beg for Mercy, as it was pressuring onto them. The Hibana died, the Maestro was sitting strong in sight, but the Ash as well as the IQ pulled it off, and Beg for Mercy get the first round win in the second half. Armory hold, we have 2 anti-breaches. We have the mute as well as Cade. What Tie can do is probably make the mute play first floor. And speaking of more interesting change, Buck has been changed into a Zofia. So B4M are not trying for vertical play, rather they're trying for a more direct attack or a more hybrid of a vertical play and a direct attack, considering they have both Zofia as well as Ash. So again, as we saw, the Ash was probably trying to get into Armory, but considering the fact that both the Zofia as well as the Buck died quite early, she had to start vertical playing, and this is the hybrid that we're talking about. Not going full, you know, hard on vertical play like with Sledge or Buck, but going a hybrid. It is interesting to see from Beg for Mercy. Let's see how that goes for them, whether is that successful or not. And the Maestro and the Cade having a little game of their pinging the Cade Electric Claws. But again, I tend to focus a lot on the fountain. I've said this a lot of times. This metal doorway is very important. This metal stairs, and this metal stairs, if open, leads a direct line of sight. And fountain is a very important area for any person holding. Teams do take notice of this, because that is a very important place if you're defending second floor. That place is directly connected to offices, long hallway and archives, which is a site, and that where the diffuser can be planted. Look in break room over here. There's no heavy break room setup from Tie, and the Hibana can easily hop into break room and try to get someone. There is no one contesting her. The Maestro is playing into cabinet, as we saw, unlike Half Wall, which has been opened up by the Ash. See, this is the hybrid that I'm talking about. The Ash and the Zofia can open up a little bit, and the Maestro is tagged. Oh, a quarter of his HP left. The Nomad, brilliant angle from Sandwich over here. The Ash makes her way onto AC vents, trying to get someone in archives. Not quite able to find anyone. Looking the Legion over here into archives. Sitting in offices, sorry. Not spotting anybody. And the Maestro, slivered of Cell on his cams. The Jaeger sitting into offices, and if you look at a floor down, there isn't really a presence from Tie. And oh, speaking of Tie, Daddy from Tie, the Jaeger dies from office, is trying to contest the Ash, but the Ash gets the final kill on him. Again, as I was saying, vertical play. I think Tie do know that it is an Ash as well as a Zofia, so they aren't really worried about that much vertical play, and hence they do not have any defenders playing first floor. All the defenders, see, the Legion is playing offices, the Cade is playing armory, the Maestro is playing archives, and finally we see the Mute over here playing, also playing Africa inside armory. Yes, these two walls are called Africa. That is the common call out. And looking at the attackers, the Zofia is down over here into customs. The IQ trying to drone them off, does not spot any defender. She's making her way, and the Ash, oh, the Ash pushed off metal with 50 seconds left. She thought of getting more aggressive and hence died in the process. We can see Zofia over here onto metal. Does she get the Jaeger? Yes, she does get the Jaeger. Brilliant kill over here from Ninja from V4M, the IGL. Again, Zofia has made her way into Africa. She doesn't spot anybody, and oh, almost dies, but she does get the Legion. Oh, and oh, the Cade. She can see the Cade saw her from the feet hole, but the Cade dies to the Nomad. It's all down to the Maestro, who's over here in archives. The plant does go down very smoothly, and again the Maestro trying to deny the plant, but dies to the Hibana in the process. But dies to the, yes, he does die to the Hibana in the process. My bad. A very good round over here from V4M. The hybrid attack did work, as early on they did open up ventilation, that half wall, making the Maestro getting displaced into playing cabinet, and then the Maestro got tagged again from Sandwich, and the Maestro just flopped around all the sides, sometimes going into archive, sometimes going into cabinet. And this is the power of vertical play. This is how the vertical play makes all the defenders quite uncomfortable. They cannot sit in one place, and that's what an anchor likes to do the most, especially an anchor like Maestro, who needs to be on his cams a lot, and who cannot focus on his surroundings all the time, like unlike some other anchors. Again, a Buck again has been switched into a Zofia, so the same setup over here from Beg4Mercy, and this time we have a first floor ventilation hole. I did not mention that, I'm sorry, but again we have almost the same setup over here. This time we do have an alibi instead of a mute over here coming from Tie, and Tie really need to step the game up, because in this attack Beg4Mercy are completely winning the attacking rounds with ease, as they are winning the rounds with 2 operators, with 3 operators left, and they are not having any troubles by the defense that is being set up by Tie. Again, as we can see, the Maestro opening the same thing. Maestro does not have barbed wire, instead he has impact grenades, and he has opened up a nice line of sight from workshop into ventilation for any attackers. Making our way onto the floor up, we see the Mozzie over here, a rotation and a reinforcement over here onto the archives wall, and a Mozzie. Okay, so again, Tie as a team really like to focus on the second floor over here, even on attack as well as defense, because as I can see, there's so many operators playing the second floor rather than playing on site. And what B4M can do to counter this is just attack site state. Of course, they can drone out second floor, try to get 1 or 2 roamers, but then they can be like just head into site without any regrets. That can be one of their plans. It may be a little risky, but doesn't hurt to try it. Ash over here gaining a line of sight into Africa, and this line of sight is very important, as both armory as well as archives are connected by this, and the alibi over here playing into. Oh, the Ash almost tries to get her, but again, oh, the Ash tried to get her, but the alibi is too quick. Remember, the alibi is a 3-speed attacker. Does she spot anybody in armory balcony? Not as of yet. Hibana has opened up armory, so both the teams now trying to battle it out on the control of second floor. This is what I'm saying. This is how important vertical play is for all the teams. It doesn't matter whether you are on attack or on defense. Sorry from my side over here. And looking at the IQ, she's opening up break room, and again a huge line of sight now. The defenders quite painful for them as they know rotations can be made. However, no one is playing armory now, and it's just down to the alibi. So Tie have rotated back into first floor. It's just down to the alibi who's playing offices, trying to delay the attackers' time and not so much focused on killing the attackers. Of course, if she does get anybody, that's going to be very good. Again, the IQ over here into break room. IQ they need. Ooh, and again the Jaeger gets a very good kill, and the Jaeger gets refragged. I was about to say the Jaeger gets good kill onto Zofia, but the Jaeger gets refragged in the process of doing that. No, oh, this time the IQ didn't know about her surroundings and got picked from the alibi playing top east. And Hibana also gets down. It's all down to the Ash over here playing into armory. She's stacked against the odds. It's a 3v1, not in favor of her. And let's see how she plays this. And again, she drops sight. She may be able to get the anchors rather than going for the roamers. As 15 seconds are left, she has no other choice. She is desperate. She's spotted on the cams. The attackers know, the defenders know about her. However, she does get the maestro in the corner. We do see Mozzie. Will the Mozzie be able to get her? Yes, the Mozzie is able to get her. Mozzie was holding a very cheeky angle over there. He's not spotted from the doorway the Ash need to enter, and the Ash was not focusing on him, making sure the Mozzie made sure to finish the round off quite easily with a very nice headshot onto Ash. A nice round over here coming from Tie. The Beg4Mercy tried to get control of second floor, but they got picked off. I mean, the first trade on the Jaeger Zofia was good. Both teams did refrag, but it was just not enough for Beg4Mercy. Second floor over here coming in. The only anti-breacher is Kate, no mute. Instead, we have an Ella as a D promo. So the Ella will probably play either in supply room, detention, custom, something like that. And if she is needed, she can go. Oh, my bad. The Ella is now changed into mute. And this time, unlike the previous rounds, for vertical play, Tie do not really care about the vertical play this time, because they do not have any roamers on the first floor, as you can see.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
Again, same setup over here, nothing strange about that. The Maestro opens the archives hatch, not the archives hatch, sorry, the cabinet hatch. And I think he will reinforce squad. No, he plays the cam over there, and he opens the quad hatch. And yes, this is what I was talking about. He is about to reinforce squad. The Maestro is doing that right now. Again, a very important place squad over here. It is called quad, but it only has 3 reinforcements, and if the attackers open this from outside, they have a direct line of sight onto Fountain as well as the whole of offices, and it is very powerful for the attackers. The mute, placing 2 of his mute jams over here. Again, this is why I'm talking. This is so important, for the defenders to hold and the attackers to open the mute, placing a lot of his utility. Speaking of utility, an ADS is on the radio behind the desk on offices over here. And again, if we have a look at first floor, this is what I'm talking about. No defenders, none whatsoever for Tie to play, and the attackers can easily start attacking the first floor and gaining control of it, but never mind. Looking into Hibana over here playing break room, about to get control of that. Yes, she does. The attackers have gained control of break room, no one to contest that for them. The Ash playing downstairs again, no defender. Oh, we do see a defender over here in workshop. and it is the mute in workshop. Will the Ash be able to get it? The mute has been pinged, and yes, the Ash is able to get the mute. A very good roam clear over here from the Ash and whoever was droning her. Very brilliant. And both the Ash as well as the IQ make their way onto the top of east stairs, trying to gain control of the long hallway, but there is no one to contest them on the long hallway as well as the east stairs. The nearest person is the Maestro over here, playing in offices. And we can see the Nomad over here on Sandwich. She does spot the Jaeger. Both of them do not contest each other again. She does not re-peek the Jaeger. Look at Hibana over here. Hibana is outside outside armory in break room. And again, will they... Oh, Hibana... Oh! The Maestro spotted the Hibana first through his melee hold, but the Hibana got the final kill on him. Again, the IQ is also here. Onto metal. Oh, almost the Ash dies by the Jaeger over here. The IQ onto metal, not spotting anyone as of yet. If we have a look at our Jaeger over here, he's playing downstairs. Legion is over here into office hallway, and the Cade is over here into armory. The Legion has been droned out by Beg4Mercy. He is now moved on to Fountain right there in the corner. Oh, it's now down to a 3v2, and how the tides have shifted. The Legion now going on the hunt. Oh, it's now down to a 3v1 for the Zofia. Zofia does get a kill over here onto Kens, who is playing the Jaeger. And with 15 seconds left, the tides have completely shifted. Oh, and Legion was holding such a cheeky angle behind the printer. Zofia not being able to see him, not being able to contest him. The Legion does win the duel between them. And again, it was such a good round going for Beg4Mercy. They were up 4-2, and it just went down to 1-2 in favor of Tie. It was very bad on the part of Beg4Mercy. They should have had a more fast attack into side. The Ash just rushed into archives and died, causing this chain reaction of all the members of Beg4Mercy dying in a similar fashion. A customs hold over here with Alibi, with Maestro, with Cade. So the charges will be reinforced. It will be interesting to see. There is no Mozzie, there is no Intel delayer like Mute or Mozzie. So it will be interesting to see, as I said, who will hold the break room and how long can they hold break room for. Nomad has been changed into a fuse. We saw the fuse last time, but the fuse was changed into something else. This time we have a Nomad changing into fuse.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being used by attackers.
Yeah, nothing to say about the setup. Will the Maestro play customs again and barricade it off like Beg4Mercy did? Probably, most likely that barricade was just not doing anything good for Beg4Mercy. They thought that no angle could be gained on the Maestro. They would have to break the barricade for that, but it just trapped the Maestro inside customs, meaning there was no way for him to escape. He wasn't able to get, out of this window that is there, and it was just all too bad for him. He was killed the last time Beg4Mercy were defending customs and inspection. Again, detention. There is a mute jam over here. However, if that wall is open with the there are two ADSs this time, so no drone hole can drone them out. And again, this is a very interesting setup. We may have to focus a little more on this. There's so many barricades in custom, two ADSs over here, and it will be interesting to see what happens. This is going to be a very interesting start. Oh, the fuse, and this is why the ADS is for the fuse specifically. But still, one fuse was able to do that. I think Beg4Mercy did know about the fuse. There is no Maverick, so they cannot open the detention without the Maverick. The fuse was a very good part on behalf of Beg4Mercy. A very good play on them. However, the Cade, has electrified the detention wall again, and Beg4Mercy have to divert their attention to somewhere else. Speaking of diverting attention, over here, Rohan over here, the Havana getting a very brilliant frag onto the Alibi, who is the only roamer over here. The Jaeger is over here, but he's in office. That's so far off. I mean, the site is the site is customs, and I think the Jaeger should start moving very soon. I mean, he's holding this, it's of no use. He needs to move, he cannot delay. He's not delaying anything. The attackers have started, you know, they have located the bomb, they're starting the attack. 3 people alive. Jaeger really needs to start moving. He needs to get aggressive. He cannot just stay there. The attackers don't even know about him, and that is a bad thing in this case for the defenders, because he's not delaying anything. He's not pushing into break room. Sorry. Oh, again. Oh, the Jackal almost catching him, and the Jaeger. Oh, this time we have Ninja. The Zofia dying. Looking at someone else, looking at the mute over here, playing in supply room by the corner, and the Maestro again playing in mini. This seems to be a very nice spot for Maestro, as the hatch is currently reinforced. However, there is this small hole that Beg4Mercy have made. This can be very good for them. Oh, does he catch the fuse? Yes! The mute catches the fuse with his shotgun, a very powerful shotgun. He does catch the fuse. His C4 goes to waste as it does not get in, but it just creates holes. And looking at the Maestro, oh, the Maestro almost spotting the IQ, and oh, the IQ is tagged. The Maestro is not. The Maestro is such a large ammo capacity does the Alda have, and he can just cover fire all day long. 15 seconds left. 3 defenders versus 2 attackers. Oh, the mute, not expecting someone to open to come from detention. Over here, it's all down to the Maestro. The Maestro does get the person with the defender. It's now all on to IQ. The IQ is there into main lobby. She does spot the Maestro into customs, and she dies to the Maestro. Oh, brilliant round from Bobli from Tie. The Maestro providing cover fire. You can see the amount of bullets onto that wall behind IQ. That was the sheer amount of cover fire he was doing with his Alda, and the Maestro putting in the work at the very last second. With the mute dying, the Jaeger was just not into sight. It was all down to the Maestro, and the Maestro delivered. 6-5 match point now in the favor of Tie. Have ventilation set up over here. We have a cave, we have a Maestro, so the same lineup as well as the same lineup from Beg4Mercy. No 6th picks as of yet. There's still 10 seconds left, and no, so all the operators that were revealed are going to be the operators played. Not much into mind games, both the teams, but speaking of mind games, there was the one very good 6th pick over here on Fuse last round, but the Fuse not being able to provide a lot after that. After he, you know, deployed his charges, he died to the mute shortly with the diffuser. But never mind. Again, we see ventilation over here, and it will probably be the same setup. Nothing will be different about that. The Maestro was AFK, sorry. And yes, again the bathroom will be reinforced, making our way on 2nd floor. Archives hatch has been reinforced, and the cabinet hatch is still open. That is very interesting to see. As of yet, the cabinet hatch is open. Again, a rotation hole has been made, and the cabinet hatch has been completely opened. It's not soft anymore. And as well as the office hatch, that is also soft. The Mozzie and the Alibi over here holding 2nd floor together. But I think Beg4Mercy need to do what Tie were doing, focusing a lot on 2nd floor and not that much on the direct side itself. The direct side focus should come in later in the round, because 2nd floor is very powerful. We just saw that multiple times in the last round. Alibi and the Mozzie playing together in radio, in offices. Again, we look at Zofia over here onto AC vents, drops down accidentally. Quite an accident over here. May waste a little time, we don't know. Again, Zofia is over here. Oh, she does place a claymore outside AC, and she will move on to the sandwich window, not quite rappelling onto it. We see the diffuser with the Buck over here. The Buck, okay. So again, this is what I'm saying. With the Buck, with the Zofia, with the Ash, as well as an IQ, probably with breaching charges, they need to focus on the 2nd floor, as that is the only way. Oh, does the Buck? Oh, the Buck spots both the IQ as well as the Mozzie over here in offices. Do the IQ, do the Alibi and the Mozzie make any changes to it? Yes, the Alibi is now on to offices. And again, the Buck will get aggressive now, because he knows both the defenders are playing together. Oh, again, this time we see the Ash dying over here to the hands of Jaeger, and the alibi drops down. Meanwhile, the Mozzie is still over here playing officer safe and sound. Oh, he does get again quad. Such a powerful angle for attackers. The Buck opens up quad and gets the kill on the Mozzie right beside the hatch. Now there is no one on the second floor as of yet. The Buck gets another kill on top east. Brilliant coming here. The alibi was trying to get into top east, you know, trying to come into the second floor again and again. This is so powerful over here. This is what I'm talking about. They're focusing a lot on second floor, and that is good in the case of Beg4Mercy. This is what I said, and this is what is happening, and this is what should happen. They need to focus. The Buck does catch the Maestro. The Buck gets the Maestro. Oh, again a brilliant kill, but the Buck got tagged by the mute and is down to a very low HP, especially with the Cade charges, but he does get the Cade in a brilliant wall bang. It's all down to the Jaeger over here. The Jaeger is playing side. So many angles on top of him and beside him for him to hold, and he's also drawn up. Immense pressure over here onto Jaeger. Does the Jaeger spot the Hibana? Yes, he does, and gets the kill onto Hibana. He has been spotted out. Does not get the Zofia. Oh, 10 HP left on her. The diffuser has been planted. The Jaeger almost got the purse, and the Jaeger downed Buck as a matter of fact while after he planted. But again, the IQ too strong. She opened with the breaching charges. This is what I said. So much utility on Beg4Mercy, you know, for vertical play, and they did deliver breaching charges, then Zofia grenades, and the Buck skeleton key. As a matter of fact, also we had frag grenades with Buck. So much. We now move on to overtime. 3-3 was the score after first half. 6-6 is the score after second half. You can have a look at the scoreboard. Again, both the teams are playing quite excellent. This time we have a defense of Tie over here. Now in ESL rules, the defense goes to random team in overtime and not a specific team. That's why we see Tie defending twice consecutively, unlike what happens in some other esports like CSGO. Again, a second floor setup, nothing special about it. The same, very insipid, very boring. Not boring per se, but very default. You know, again, and this is what Tie are special at. They're special at playing the same setup and winning a lot with the same setup. This is very good for their side. And nothing to say about the setup, but I would like to say a little about first floor, because I think Tie need to take notes that first floor isn't that they cannot just completely ignore the first floor. Yes, while they were defending second floor, they did have one roamer, the mute over here playing in workshop, but he did die after getting droned out. They need more support for him. They need a little control of first floor. Even if they don't plan on, you know, keeping the first floor control the whole round, they need to delay the attackers as long as they can, because the attackers are just rushing into first floor, taking control of it, clearing roamers, and that is it for the first floor control. Then B4M can just focus on the second floor without any hesitation. Oh, again the IQ. This is how important IQ needs. And when oh, the IQ dies. Oh, history repeats itself. The IQ died to the Jaeger on metal stairs, and because she wasn't aggressive yet, she was peeking angle where she was vulnerable from metal stairs, and she had a pistol in her hand. She couldn't do anything to counter it. We have the mute over here. Elysian is playing over here. Looking at the attackers, again first floor is being droned out. Looking at first floor, there is no one, no defender in first floor. This is what I'm focusing on. Tie really need to focus on their first floor. Jackal on to sandwich window over here, doesn't spot anybody. Hibana on armory balcony trying to clear out break room. Break room is clear. They'll get control of it shortly. Look in the Nomad drones Cade out, and however her drone does die to the Maestro Evil Eye. The Maestro Evil Eye very powerful, can shoot drones, can shoot, you know, Hibana charges, Hibana pellets, thermite charges, and whatnot. Again, it has been breached, so 3 holes have been made. Oh, last hole has been electrified. So, and Hibana gets the Cade. Very nice kill over here coming from Rohan. And oh, there is an Evil Eye over here, the Nomad. Not fixing on that as it is not open yet. Is there anyone playing cabinet? No, there is no one playing cabinet. However, the Legion is over here playing by the bomb. He now moves on to cabinet, doesn't spot any attacker, nor does any attacker spot him. The plant is going down. He doesn't get the ash. The ash dies in the process, but they don't know about the plant going down. Oh, the plant is defused, but the Jaeger gets the Nomad, and the Hibana also dies. So they B4M were quite risky with the plant going on. They didn't clear out all the anchors. The ash just rushed and was caught in a crossfire. The Jaeger, after getting the kill on the ash, the Jaeger played quite aggressive. Got the Nomad stopped planting, but it was too late. The Jaeger was already quite aggressive. With the Nomad dying, again a chain reaction spawned, and we saw the Hibana as the last kill from Legion. Brilliant round, a brilliant crossfire with Legion as well as Jaeger over here. It didn't matter that the mute was opened very early in the round, and it didn't matter that Cade died very early after the breach happening. This time we have a second floor hold with Mira. So I think Tie will know it is a second floor hold, and Tie only need one win. They just need to win this round, and that is it. That will be good game. Meanwhile, B4M need to win 2 consecutive rounds, 1 defense and 1 attack over here to win. Same lineup over here coming from Tie, nothing to say about that, as well as the same lineup over here coming from Beg4Mercy. So no change of strategies and no change of setups as far as we can tell.
Attackers need to locate and defuse the bomb.
This time we see the archives hatch being reinforced rather than being opened as what Tie likes to do. Tie like to open that hatch so that defenders can drop down when the pressure is too immense on them from balcony. And this time, finally, I have been begging some teams to focus on this all match long, and finally, Beg4Mercy do seem to focus about these 2 fountain walls over here. And the same Hibana setup over here with an ADS with a mute jammer. Nothing special about that, nothing can be said about that. Same setup, the only change over here is these 2 walls on fountain. This time the attackers may take notice of these walls as they have been reinforced. They may send the Hibana if they are feeling quite unique. They may send the Hibana over here trying to open that, and it has been reinforced. It has been barricaded the whole hallway, so no defender can know if that is being Hibanaed or not. But I think the attackers will choose to stick to their armory hold, to their armory breach. Hibana has droned out break room, and I think break room is something both teams have been neglecting for the past match, I would say, because no defender is playing the only when customs is being held do people seem to care about break room, but otherwise no defender is playing there. Attackers just get a control of that very easily. We see the Jaeger over here playing first floor. Beg4Mercy do focus a little more on their first floor with the Jaeger as well as the Vigil over here playing in workshop, with the Jaeger also playing in customs. There is an attacker, there is the Zofia, and the Zofia dies to the Jaeger. Brilliant kill from Jaeger over here, not being droned out, very powerful. And the mute over here, as we can see, is down to half HP from archives over here. Buck is playing outside archives, as we can see, outside archives, yes, on AC. Does he spot the mute? No, he does not. Oh, the Mira over here on top of the hatch. Oh, the Buck tries to be fired, doesn't get her. Looking at the Hibana over here, there is a Mira window over there. She cannot open that Mira window. She does throw a flashbang, but... And is the Legion flashed? No, the Legion is not. She does see the Hibana. Moves away at the right second, but the Legion is flashed this time. Speaking of Legion, we were also flashed at that very second, but it doesn't matter, as the Hibana has finally been breached. The Hibana throwing a flashbangs to get the mute jammers out, and she finally breaches the armory wall along with Nomad, who's playing right behind her on armory balcony. Looking at Hibana, looking at Mira over here, she doesn't get the Buck, and the Buck is still outside AC. Oh, he has dropped from AC, and I think it was a mistake on his side. He was trying to gain an angle too wide, and he dropped in the process of that. Again, pre-firing the top angle. Doesn't spot anybody. Looking at the roamers, the Buck is still in detention first floor. The Vigil has moved on to Vigil moved on to cabinet, but dies in the process. The IQ is now on to armory, and the Legion kills her. The Legion gets edge up, the IQ gets the Legion. It is down to a 3v3. Plant will go down from Hibana over here. Yes, the Hibana is planting. very shortly, but the Mira kills the Hivana. The Mira kills the Buck in the process. The Hivana does get the plant in. It's down to 1v3. Only the Hivana is left who planted the bomb. The Hivana is outside. There needs to be cover as it is the last round. Oh, and the Hivana dies. From the Hivana that she opened herself, she dies. Very good round over here coming from B4M. It is now a 7-7. Very interesting thing over here. The last round, it will decide the fate of the whole match. Tie will be defending. They cannot defend Armory as they won that. They have to defend customs, tellers, or ventilation and beg for mercy. Well, they need to beg God for mercy to win this. Sorry, this was a bad pun from my side, but they need to win. Both teams in it. 7-7 is the score. Here's the scorecard. Both teams playing very good. They cannot afford to lose this. At the end of the day, this is a friendly scrim, but winning is just that more sweeter. And when both the teams have made it this far, I mean, you cannot afford to lose. This is what I'm saying. It is 7-7, overtime match point. Whoever wins this round, that's it. They win the entire game. Buck this time on to Fuse, but they do not know that it is a ventilation it is a ventilation hole, not a customs hole. They thought that beg4Mercy thought that the dock would be substituted for the Cade, and that is why they brought the dock. But again, this is where Siege turns into a game of chess. You think something, the opponent thinks something, then you do a move and that is completely off track to what the opponent thought. And again, they have a Cade this time. But it will be interesting to see, does the Cade again play second floor along his breaching charges, or does he play more on site, for example, say, you know, the ventilation window, trying to clear out any anchors in ventilation and planting over there. That is also something that they can do. However, the Maestro will be there. He can deny the plant quite quickly along his Maestro charges, along his Maestro Evil Eyes, sorry. Making our way on the first floor, we see the Mozzie over here. Armory has been, Armory has been reinforced. And so has the hatch over here, and the alibi is standing on the hatch. The alibi clone rather standing on the hatch, as well as the alibis over here in behind Radeon offices. Again, quad has not been reinforced. The Buck, sorry, there is no Buck. The Ash or the Zofia may try to enter from there to gain control of second floor. But let's have a look at the attackers. The IQ is over here. The IQ knows it's a Mozzie Pest. There's no point in going after it. Having a look at Ash, so instead of breaching quad, they will breach top east now. Oh, again, does the Ash enter from here, or does she stay here holding this angle? Nevertheless, a very interesting angle over here coming from beg4Mercy. The alibi over here holding top east. I think she knows the Ash is there. The Fuse has just started to throw his cluster charges. The Ash over here drones out the alibi. And the alibi just moves right in time. Ooh, the Ash missing a shot on the camera, but that doesn't matter. As what matters is the Fuse over here. If we have a look at him, okay, so he is on second floor over here. He tried to get the offices. They are droning out our Armory completely. And speaking of Armory, there is the Mozzie over here in cabinet. I don't think anyone has spotted the Mozzie just yet. Oh no, the Mozzie has dropped the hatch. So in a way, second floor is completely clear. And I think the attackers know that as well, as they have seemed to taken control of second floor completely. Another cluster charge by Fuse going on. Second floor is completely been taken control of. The Bhana is also open, and this just go into the hands of beg4Mercy as so much vertical play is happening. Defenders do not have time to react to all of that. Ash watching for the flanks. IQ also holding a nice angle onto the rotation. The Fuse also holding a very nice angle, as well as the Zofia. Oh, Zofia, I think that was a mistake from her. She meant to drop her charge, but never mind. The alibi gets the Ash over here. Looking at the alibi over here, she's playing onto waiting room, and again the Doc gets the Fuse this time. It's now down to a 3v5 in favor of Tie. beg4Mercy really need to start doing something, otherwise this may go out of their hands, even with all this vertical play to their advantage. 30 seconds left in the round. IQ doesn't spot anybody. The Hibana doesn't spot anybody. If we have a look at the defenders, they're playing very defensive over here. Their alibi is over here top floor, but the Mozzie over here in supply room. The Doc over here playing with the Jaeger inside. Oh, and again, a beautiful kill over here from Jaeger. 15 seconds left. It's all down to the IQ and the Himana. They try to get the alibi. 8, 7, 6. The alibi pushing him. The alibi does die. It's a 4v2. But again, with 3 seconds left, there is nothing they can do except defeat. GG's over here. A brilliant game coming from Tie. 8 to 7. So close. This is the first time I've seen a scrim gone to 8 to 7. Brilliant game over here coming from Tie. Of course, the MVP Daddy Tie was playing the alibi. Very good roamer, and he delayed the attack quite well, even though he had to fall back multiple times. This is a look at our final scorecard. You can look at it as long as you want, but that doesn't change the fact that both the teams played absolutely tremendously. GG's to both the teams, to both B4M as well as Tie. A brilliant match over here. Thank you for watching. This has been B4M versus Tie, and I will see you next time.